The big man is back. DeForest Buckner re-signs with the Colts, but something very, very interesting. I'm going to touch on all that and more on this, the No Horsing Around podcast. So DeForest Buckner resigns. Amazing deal. 2 year, I believe, 2 year extension we're looking at. I mean, and it's a great deal for the Colts. It's a great deal for him. It makes him, I believe they said the seventh highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL. I'm going to look that up real quick for you guys. And generally, I know these things, right? But let's see real quick. He is, yeah, he's one of he's like the seventh highest paid. Um, and that's amazing considering what he's done for the Colts. So he's completed 4 seasons with the Colts, right? He completed 4 seasons with the Niners. I know a lot of us don't talk a ton about his time with the Niners, but all he's done since he's been with the Colts, since being traded to the Colts for that, I believe it was the 13th overall pick, if I'm going off the top of my head, right? All he's done is basically play every game, every snap, just about, right? I mean, you're looking at, in 2020, him coming over from the Colts, he was a first team All Pro. Okay. He had 9.5 sacks, 58 tackles, 26 quarterback hits, and a safety. Then he follows that up, right? 7 sacks, 68 tackles, 18 quarterback hits, right? 74 tackles, 22 QB hits, 11 tackles for loss, right? And then last year, 81 tackles, 21 quarterback hits, right? 11 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, Pro Bowl. In the 4 years he's been with the Colts, he's made 1 All-Pro team, 2 Pro Bowls. I mean, the guy's like the heartbeat, right? Like he's like the heartbeat of the defense. You hear Ballard say, "If I could have 53 other DeForest Buckners, I would do it." I don't think there was ever a question that he wasn't coming back. Now, the interesting caveat. This is the interesting part. Like everyone's talked about that he's resigned. Everyone's talked about how great it is. He's how it was a crucial thing for the Colts, which I believe all of it. DeForest Buckner is one of my favorite players on the Colts. Um, but the interesting thing is how they structured the money, right? They gave it to him. They gave 8.3 million next year, right? In 2024, 26.6, 26.6, right? Something the Colts never do, they did. And it was because they never did it. You had other content creators, you had reporters questioning if they were reading it wrong. They gave void years in the contract. They freed up space this year. They freed up to the tune of $29 million that they have now this year to spend, which let the speculation begin, right? Like we're all talking about it. So let's speculate right now. What do we think they're doing? Stephen Holder talked about that one of the things that he's heard is they're looking at probably rolling that over into next year. They're going to have some people they have to resign next year. But that's a lot of cap space to roll over. It frees them up. My thought, I'm on the same tune as Destin Adams of A to Z Sports, where I think it's there if they need it after the draft because they've missed something. Maybe they wanted a corner, maybe they wanted Quinion Mitchell and he's gone. And instead of that, they trade back and they take like my guy Xavier Worthy, right? Well, they still need a corner. Now they have the money and they have the ability after the draft to maybe fill that spot with a Xavier Howard or a Stephon Gilmore, someone along those lines. Maybe they're looking at a safety. It doesn't break their way. Maybe they can then go get a Justin Simmons, something along that lines. A Dory Jackson, players that are still out there, right? But the speculation is running wild, and I feel like it's fitting to say this of any player on the Colts, right, who would be okay with doing this. You would you would not be stunned if I said it's DeForest Buckner, right? DeForest Buckner is the one who decided to push money out, save money in the current one on his deal. He's still, like I said, I believe it's the 7th highest paid in the league at this point as a defensive tackle. And I mean, the important thing to remember with him, when you look at his stats, people are like, oh, he doesn't get a lot. He's double teamed every play. I mean, so congratulations to Forrest Buckner. I want to hear what y'all think. What are they going to do with $29 million now? They need about, I think the consensus was like 7 to 9, somewhere around there to sign the rookie class. So take that out. What do you say? Let's say it's 7. So you have $22 million. What are they going to do with it? What do you think Ballard does with it? And what would you do with it? And then what do you think they actually do? I want to hear from you guys. Drop it in the comments. As always, you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. Share this with a friend. Let's get the No Horse and Family back up and running. And let's have a fun offseason. We got the draft coming up. We got OTAs. Anthony Richardson's looking good there. We got a lot of fun stuff that we can cover, a lot of speculation. And as always, you guys, I love you. And he's not sitting here with me anymore, but Zach loves you. I'm out.